Hi friends, the old hunter, fisher, trapper, trader, guide, scout, and interpreter, and country cook here, Steve Hall. Welcome aboard the Miss Sheila houseboat, where we're going to share a recipe with you today that my Uncle Bob calls quick dump soup. Now the reason he calls it that, because he just dumps everything in, cooks it up real quick, and it makes a fantastic recipe to take out to your hunting camp. And you're going to share this with all your hunting buddies every time you go out. Trust me, it's absolutely delicious. And what it is it's venison hamburger soup. First, we need about 3 pounds of browned venison burger, and we're going to put it in an 8-quart cooker. Now, you need an 8-quart cooker just for the volume because we dump so much stuff in here. Start out with 8 quarts, gives you room to stir and all that kind of stuff. We got 3 pounds of burger. You can use 2 pounds, is what my original recipe started out as. As I got hungrier and hungrier for venison, I started adding 3 pounds because I like a bite of venison in every bite. Okay, we got 3 pounds of brown venison burger we put in there. Then we're going to put in the magic 4. And what I call the magic 4 is peas, carrots, green beans, and corn. We'll start out with sweet peas. Now you want to put juice and all in this. Don't drain these because you'll need the volume for the soup. There's our peas. Put our carrots in there next. Our green beans. Juice and all, remember, don't drain this, and the carrots. All right. Then we're going to add some Rotels, diced tomatoes, and chilies. Now you can get this in 3 levels of heat. You can get it in the mild, the regular, or the hot. Now I use the mild so everybody in the family, kids and all, eat it. You can move up to the regular and the hot once you get out with just the guys in the hunting camp, but we're going to go with this right now. All right, 1 can of that. Then we're going to add a little more volume with 1 can of diced tomatoes. Put them in there. Like I said, this is quick dump soup. This only takes a few minutes. You'll take these ingredients to the hunting camp and whip it up next time, trust me. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Salt and pepper to taste. Now you can also salt and pepper your hamburger while you're cooking your venison burger in the pot, which is what I kind of like to do. I didn't do it here today, but you can do that and it gives it a little more flavor. It seems to stick with the meat better. But I would say a teaspoon of each, and then you can always add after that with your salt and pepper. Now, you have to use butter, and I'm pretty adamant about that. Don't use margarine. That's a pity pat of poison. It's got all kinds of hydrogenated diesel fuel and everything else in that stuff. This is cream and salt. That's what butter is. Use the good stuff. Now, I've melted down 1/4 stick of butter, and I'm going to dump that in there. Oh, this is going to be good, trust me. All right, then we're going to add a medium to large onion. We're going to dice it up and put it in here. Now, I like to use sweet onions. I use those sweet Vidalias or anything that says sweet in the grocery store because it just has a lot better flavor and they're easier to cut up. And I've already got a bowl of cut up onions. Guys, where's my onions at? My onions. Where is my onions? We've got a bowl of onions. Okay. There's the onions. Thank you. And thank you. So anyway, we got the diced up onions. Here we go. We'll put them in there. Now the magic ingredient that I was talking about a little bit earlier. I always used tomato juice. For many, many years, I'd pour in tomato juice to make a soup. And I ran out one day, and I dug around the cupboard, and I found a jar of Ragu spaghetti sauce. Now, you don't have to use Ragu. You can use whatever's on sale. And you can use any kind of spaghetti sauce, whether it's a traditional, or whether it's got the mushroom or hamburger or any. But use spaghetti sauce in your recipe. And I dumped a little bit of it in there, and I thought, well, maybe that's enough. And the more I put in, the better it got. And I know what you're thinking. It's going to taste like spaghetti sauce. But it doesn't. Trust me. It turns into the most delicious venison hamburger soup you have ever ate. Dump the entire jar in. Then for volume, we're going to add some water and fill this jar right to the top so you have the equal amount of water that you did for your spaghetti sauce. Dump about half of it in there, cap it up, get the good stuff out of there. Now that we got our spaghetti sauce in there, I'm going to add just a touch of white zinfandel wine. Now you don't have to add this, but I like it because it just gives a real unique flavor to this soup. And we'll put in about 1/4 cup. I want you to bring the camera over here now because I'm going to stir this and you're going to see a transformation from all these ingredients, and it didn't take very long, as you see, to the most delicious venison hamburger soup you've ever ate. Boy, watch this. It instantly turns into the most yummy, meaty, delicious soup that you've ever ate. Now you can add jalapeno peppers to this. I like to put a little bit of jalapeno salsa. If you add jalapeno peppers, chop them up and make sure you take the seeds out of them first because that gets them really hot. But look at this. Look at this texture. Look how delicious that becomes instantly. This will be your favorite soup out at the hunting camp. When the guys come in from out at the stand, you whip this up, they will flip out over it. It's got venison in every single bite. It is absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to take it over the stove and heat this up and let it simmer for about 30 minutes. All right. Boy, this stuff is looking good. Heat it up slow too. I've got it set on about medium. Sometimes I'll even go lower than that, like a low-medium setting. Let it heat up real slow, then let it simmer. And the great part about this recipe is every time you cool it down and put it in the refrigerator and reheat it, it's kind of like chili, the flavors just explode. It's absolutely delicious. And there you have it. Venison hamburger soup, or as my Uncle Bob says, quick dump soup. Put a few crackers in there for your buddies. Serve it with some jalapeno peppers. I like to whip up like a ham and cheese sandwich with some pickles to go along with it. You can even garnish it with just a little bit of cheese on top. And I'll tell you, your hunting buddies are absolutely going to love this recipe. Now you can modify this a little bit. Put in a pinch of sugar. From time to time I'll put in a little bit of Tabasco sauce. You can throw some small potatoes in there, maybe some mushrooms, but this particular recipe is just delicious the way it is. I'm telling you, once you try this recipe, you will stop giving venison hamburger to the neighbors. Try this at your next hunting camp. In fact, I'm going to try it right now. Hold on one second. Is it the most delicious venison soup you've ever ate in your whole life? If it ain't, it ought to be. This is Steve Hall saying, see you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching Cooking with Shotgun Red. If you enjoy our recipes, become a subscriber to our cooking channel, and you'll be the first to know when a new recipe is posted. We'll see you next time, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.
This is Shotgun Red saying thanks a lot.